There has recently been a huge debate on the upcoming movie Ready Player One. The book is being labeled as complete garbage, and many feel that the movie is going to follow suit. While there are severe issues with Ernest Cline's novel, I am cautiously optimistic that Spielberg can pull out a W, and I'm going to explain why. So, Ready Player One isn't written by a writer. It's written by an old, white, disgusting nerd obsessed with the pop culture of his childhood. And if you like this book, then you're probably a pathetic loser who seriously needs to get their life together. As someone who owns a signed copy, I should know. Anyways, Klein says that he's inspired by the movies he saw when he was a kid, but it's clear he's more concerned with displaying his knowledge of pop culture from that time period rather than trying to recapture any feelings of nostalgia. The show Stranger Things clearly takes influence from various 80s films, but someone can enjoy it without knowing what those inspirations were. Ready Player One basically requires you to have an extensive knowledge of 80s culture to even understand what people are talking about half the time. Characters just casually name drop some random show or movie, and we're just expected to know it. Fortunately, this won't be a problem in a movie. They can show dozens of popular things and it won't have to be explained because it looks cool, and that's all that really matters in these types of movies. If you understand a reference, that's great for you, and if you don't, it won't be there long enough to bog down the story like it is in the book. Based on the trailers, we can see some immediate changes that seem quite promising. The Sixers are robots instead of generic white dudes, there's an orc now, there's also a sweet road race. Klein, the visionary mastermind that he is, somehow managed not to put in any neat action scenes like a one-on-one magic duel, or a spaceship battle, or a daring escape from a collapsing tomb. Instead, our hero Wade just gets into mundane gunfights and plays Joust. He finds a level 1000 Lich King and plays him Joust. Gee willikers, Mr. Lich King, that game of Joust sure was invigorating. How about we play Bread, the board game, next? Oh boy, what a great time we're having. Isn't virtual reality amazing? Whenever a cinematic adaptation of a mainstream novel is made, the question of how much of the source material will be cut out is raised, and with good reason. Having an author's vision tampered with can seriously damage a story. Changing the original too much is practically seen as heresy, but in this case, the story being portrayed could really benefit from an old-fashioned gutting. An entire third of this book is dedicated towards the main character having fun with his waifu and doing nothing interesting, and that comes after his house is destroyed and he becomes a fugitive. And there's also a long-winded breakup with said waifu, and actually, the entire middle was so backed up with nothing that if Spielberg didn't cut out a substantial amount from this section, then he wouldn't have time to put in that sick race they keep showing. If nothing else, this movie's going to be a lot tighter in terms of pacing, simply because they don't have nearly as much time to tell the story as Klein did in his novel. All in all, I have confidence that Spielberg can trim the fat from Klein's story, but a dry turkey is still a dry turkey. What this story needs is some gravy, and that's going to come from the script. It's possible to use Klein's ideas to create a poignant story about our modern world, and if they get a competent writer to do it, then oh God. Oh God!
Like many of you, I only came here to escape.